Hey everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Indeed, I'm sure you're having a better day than Harry and Meghan right now. Things are not going too well with them. What with business failures, corporate failures, whole industries turning their back on them. Harry, public opinion has shown him that he is despised. Things are not going well for either one of them. Harry, and there was all kinds of speculation back and forth for about 3 weeks as whether or not he would attend the memorial service for his uncle, Princess Diana's brother-in-law. So I think it was Robert Fellows, private secretary to the Queen for many, many years, married to Diana's sister. Now, he did turn up. He came sneaking in the quiet of night, no pictures, no publicity, and no fanfare, and was spotted at the back of the cathedral, church or whatever, away from William, and did not speak to William. They did not engage at all. He just kind of slipped in and out. Witnesses say he looked emotional. Who knows what exactly the reason is for that. But what it does prove is that he can sneak in and out of this country without a 40-car motorcade to keep him safe, and he can do quite fine. It is said that he was offered a place to stay by the king, I think at Buckingham Palace or maybe somewhere else, and that he declined. And what is widely rumored, accepted, I guess, is that he spent a couple of days on the Spencer estate, Althorp, with his uncle Charles Spencer, the Earl of Althorp. Now, here we go at the latest Invictus church service they had early in the year that Harry attended. The Spencer family was there in support of him and in support of the Invictus. Now, looks to be that Harry might be trying to cozy up to his mother's side of the family. Sure enough, but there's a problem with that as well. First of all, there's no love lost between Charles Spencer and King Charles. They're not fond of each other. Charles Spencer is a bit of a nasty man. He's not really well liked, especially by his 3 ex-wives. He's in the middle of a divorce right now. So he doesn't need any more bad publicity, But, so how would he ever come out and publicly support Harry against accusations and kind of what we know, what's been going on? I don't think so. I don't think he'd want to throw his hat into that ring. That's far too controversial. He's got enough going on, He would have nothing to gain by doing that. And he's the kind of guy, he's like Harry in that respect. They're both a little bit brutal, but they're both opportunists. If they see an opportunity, they'll take it. But if there's nothing in it for them, they'll back away pretty quickly. So yeah, he snuck in, came to the memorial service and slipped back out again. That's not a good move for a guy that's still trying to, appeal after appeal to get his A1 super duper, I'm the most important guy in the world status. I need 14 policemen, and it's bullshit. it's about status and him feeling like he's really got a place in the world, that he's an important guy. But then again, I mean, both him and Meghan suffer from the delusion that they think they're far more important than they actually are. Neither of them has any substance, any work ethic, any talent, or any kind of a cooperative spirit to work with anybody else. Look at how many people, what are we up to, 20 now, employees that have just run for the hills. Their latest, after like 3 months, it's, they can't keep staff. There's been comment by all kinds of industry people that it's like working with teenagers. Meghan is just really, really difficult. They don't listen to advice. They're talentless hacks. As one Spotify executive called them, they're effing grifters. So, within the industry, they are not well respected or well liked. Within the celebrity culture, they are not sought after, let alone, respected in any way. It's really, really hard for them right now. I think the money's kind of drying up. We know that we pretty much has been confirmed, I think, in the press that Netflix isn't going to be renewing their contract in 2025. Now, whether they're going to air the polo thing or the cooking show, apparently both are so bad that, what are you going to do? Is it going to be worth their while airing it at all? Are they going to make any money, or should they just shelve it? I mean, this is where they're at. Netflix is done with them. We know Spotify, they've been done with them for a long time, and she picked up that Lemonada deal. Well, apparently, Lemonada's in the process of trying to sell. Like, the business is doing nothing. It's a lost leader. Nothing's going to happen there. There's no new podcasts planned. That's another, just a big nothing. The public is tired of them. Harry had, I'm sure it came from Harry and Meghan's camp, of course, being leaked that Harry was in touch with some old friends and acquaintances trying to look for a way back in, back in the royal fold, if not as a working royal, at least visible, and back in the UK. And, this was called Operation Bring Harry In From the Cold. And they were, trying to kind of war game ways of how to get Harry back in the public eye, and even within a diminished capacity, but kind of rebuild and rehabilitate his reputation. Well, after the article came out in the Daily Mail, there was tens of thousands of comments saying, don't come back, we don't want you, we don't need you, the royal family doesn't want you, you are not well liked, you are not respected, stay where you're at, we don't want or need you. The backlash was so severe that within 24 hours, new articles popped up. Harry, oh no, he doesn't want to come back, he's happy in California, the marriage is great, this was just some silly speculation, he doesn't want to come back, he doesn't want to have royal duties, completely refuting the thing. So that they're scrambling, like right now, Harry's like a feeble boxer on the ropes, just rebounding blow after blow. He doesn't have a stable position on anything. He doesn't have a plan for the future. He's directionless. All he's ever been is a royal, and he just real life impossible. Now Meghan, I mean, holy moly. It's come out, the American Riviera Orchard, a few months ago. She brought that to our attention in what they like to call a soft launch. I tell you, it was a launch so soft you had to thumb it in. Honest to God. She showed us some pictures of some jam. There's nothing to buy. She has nothing to sell. I mean, it was a failure from the get-go, but even worse than that, we now find out through the patent office, she had tried to, American Riviera Orchard tried to trademark it, as well as, a million products that she wants to sell, right? Well, that's blown up in her face, because right from the get-go, we know she never hired a lawyer. Because if she'd have had a trademark lawyer to go over the paperwork and do things right, none of this would have happened. Because turns out, and something I didn't know, you can't trademark a geographical area. Now, apparently, the Montecito, that area of California, is known as the American Riviera. That's what the locals call it. So she can't use that in a trademark. And indeed, there's already a company selling candles in the area called American Riviera. Anybody could use it. You, me, we could make a couple of pots of jam or sew a craft or whatever the heck we wanted to do, and start a little store called American Riviera. Nobody could stop us. We couldn't trademark it, but we could use the name. She's completely blown it. And you know what this means? This means yet another rebrand. Because she can't use that name now, because there's going to be all kinds of people that are going to sabotage it now that they know. It's just it's hilarious how inept she is. Get this, not only didn't she, didn't get a lawyer involved to look at the paperwork, well, she didn't even sign some of the paperwork. A lawyer would have said, hey, your signature here, here, and here, and, this kind of a... She didn't even sign them. What did she think? Just because she's the Duchess, it doesn't matter how she fills out the paperwork. It's just what she wants, she gets, and they would just approve it for no reason. There's rules, baby. She's just learning that. I don't think she's ever had to face rules in her life before, nor has Harry, So they're just up against the ropes, in my opinion. But, you'll want to look and see what's happening, what public opinion is elsewhere. I can't just go on what I might be thinking. And one place I like to look for these kinds of things is a publication out of the Bay Area in California called the Mercury News. Now, there's a recent article in there from just a couple of days ago. Now, the Mercury News, even though it's a California publication, a Bay Area news group, they are not enamored with the Duke and Duchess of Montecito. The globe-trotting gits hold no glitz and glamour in the California crowd. This recent article will really give you a flavor of what the locals think of them. And so I'm just going to read this article. It's out of the Mercury News, written by Martha Ross. Now, she starts out, Prince Harry, or quote, well-placed sources close to him, are pushing back against a bombshell report over the weekend that portrayed him as so lonely and lacking in purpose in the United States that he wants to find a way to reconcile with his father, the King Charles III, and start working for the royal family again. Multiple sources close to the California-based Duke of Sussex insisted to reporters with the UK's Telegraph that he's not having a midlife crisis as he turns 40 on September 15th. Instead, he is, quote, happy in his marriage to Meghan Markle and, quote, settled in Montecito. Harry also has an, quote, amazing, you know that word comes from Meghan, everything is amazing, new set of friends in the United States, and several promising philanthropic and professional projects on the horizon, sources said. Well, we've already refuted all of that, but the article goes on. Hang on. Harry, therefore, has no interest in returning to royal duties in the UK and focus solely on his future in the United States, the source also said. However, another group of sources told the Mail on Sunday that Harry has been, quote, turning away from all sorts of Hollywood publicists and is seeking counsel from old friends and associates. Those old friends and former royal aides include people he reportedly lost contact with after he and Meghan acrimoniously quit royal duties in 2020 and moved to the United States in search of financial independence and lucrative careers as media moguls, entrepreneurs, philanthropists, and global thought leaders. I mean, this is what they think of themselves. She's not wrong. They thought they were everything, you know? Now, going back to the article, some of Harry's longtime British friends reportedly were turned off by the way he and Meghan tried to capitalize on their grievances against the royal family. Harry especially disappointed some in the way he used his interview in 2021 Oprah Winfrey and his best-selling 2023 memoir Spare to reveal family secrets and to allege certain family members were cold, dysfunctional, or engaged in various forms of bullying, backbiting, and even racism, or, quote, unconscious bias, as Harry later backtracked. You know, so everybody's on to his behavior. Now, for Harry's part, the Mail on Sunday reported that overtures from Harry to his old friends and associates signify the first stage in a strategy to rehabilitate him. The strategy would eventually involve Harry spending more time in the UK to repair his relationship with his father, who is undergoing treatment for cancer, and to potentially initiate a partial return to the royal fold. Some of these friends have dubbed the effort Operation Bring Harry In from the Cold. Now, for Harry's part, he's clearly reaching out thinking, I need something different because what I'm doing is clearly not working. Is he that smart? Now, in short, he is rethinking the way he operates, a source said. What's not working includes Harry and Meghan losing their multi-million-dollar deal to produce a slate of podcasts for Spotify. Netflix doesn't intend to renew their splashy 5-year, $100 million contract with the couple. And now, while Hollywood industry news outlet Puck reported that the couple's 2022 docuseries Harry and Meghan was a blockbuster hit, critics say it only attracted viewers because the couple dished on the British monarchy. Puck also reported that Meghan's forthcoming cooking show and Harry's announced polo series are two offerings that aren't expected to connect with audiences. So they're already thinking, that here's a couple of stinkers, right? Now, over the past year, the couple have been subject of reports in The Wrap and other industry trade publications claiming that they've worn out their welcome in Hollywood and squandered opportunities because they are demanding to work with but lack experience. Just what everybody else has been saying, you know. And now, as much as their fans deny it, the article goes on, Harry and Meghan have generally become divisive figures in both the United States and the UK, exemplified by the fact that the British Army veteran and Invictus Games founder faced controversy when he agreed to accept an ESPY award named for Pat Tillman. Now, that upset a lot of people, especially Pat Tillman's mother. And the article goes on, it's clear that Harry and Meghan have had a rough time as they've tried to chart a path for themselves in the United States that doesn't involve working for the royal family. But their journey has become complicated by the fact that Harry's become estranged from his father and from his older brother Prince William, with whom Harry was once so close. Friends of the family of his late mother, Princess Diana, have told the Daily Beast that they are hopeful that Harry and William can one day reconcile, and they're doing what they can to encourage it. These friends were encouraged by the fact that Harry visited the UK to attend the funeral of his uncle, Father Robert Fellows, but like we said, they didn't even speak, you know. So there was no evidence whatsoever that they even acknowledged each other being there. And indeed, we've had William state that upon his coronation, Harry will not be invited, you know. Now, according to a report in the UK tabloid The Mirror, William presumably, Harry expects to receive an apology from William. You know, saying that William was critical of Meghan, pushed Harry, that dog bowl story. Ridiculous shit. Harry wants an apology. Harry's camp told the Mirror he would the exiled prince be prepared to undertake some royal duties if he was asked by Charles, but he expects the apology from William, you know. Now, given that William doesn't believe he has anything to apologize for, it's not realistic to expect that there's going to be any kind of resolution to this soon. But, as we know has been reported, Charles is open to the idea of a reconciliation. He's conducted talks with spiritual leaders, presumably the Christian tenet of forgiveness. Of course, he's the head of the Christian church in Britain, the Church of England. So there you go. You can forgive, but you can't just... You don't let the monster back in. He can forgive him and still love him, and he's his father, and that's unconditional, and that's fine. But no, you don't get all your perks back, because you're a traitor to this country, to its people. You're a traitor to America, working behind the scenes to sabotage things like free speech. You know, it's appalling. They can't let him back in. You know, his friends are still insisting that, you know, if he was brought back in with zero fuss, kind of on the down low, it would work. I tell you, Harry does nothing on the down low. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. So the two of them are in quite a spot. Here we see they've been rejected by the industry. They've been rejected by the celebrities. They've been rejected by the movers and shakers of the world and the royal family. It's just... man, oh man. I don't think it's going to get any better for those two anytime soon. We'll have to wait and watch and see what happens. Hope you like this. Hit that like button. Hit that notification button. Leave me a comment. I want to know what you think about all this. and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.